discuss about surveys in the upcoming part. So yeah, here is the survey part for you. The practice of survey was also became important or common under the colonial administration because it would be easy for them. Okay, it would be easy for them for to keep an effective administration. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. And by the early 19th century, these surveys were being carried out to map the entire country. So we have different surveys, like it might be revenue surveys. The effort was to know the topography, the soil quality, the flora, the fauna, the local histories, and the cropping pattern of a particular area, so that it would be easy for the British to administer in that particular region. Now, from the oh man, what happened? Yeah. So yeah, from the end of the 19th century, the census operations were held every 10 years. Okay, so remember this. I hope you know about census. We learned that in class 7 civics already. But yeah, it could be a question. It might come in a exam like in form of a subjective question. So like census operations were held every 10 years in India. Okay, these prepared detailed records of the number of people in all the provinces of India and also noting the information of caste, religion, and occupation. So this was the important thing for the British to break down our Indian subcontinent into pieces. You'll learn that in the uh, at last of this history book, at last lessons like India after the independence, and I think there are a few chapters based on it. Also, that chapter, you will learn like how British make use of this, how British use the census as their key point, as their advantage. How did they took advantage of it to divide Indian subcontinent in different countries. Okay, so you'll learn that in upcoming classes. I don't want to explain everything over here. So yeah, what official records do not tell us? You know, this is so this this subtopic tells us that mostly these official records are not what should I say, like it is not it is mostly factual, like only whatever the particular official thought, what he wanted to preserve for the future, he only he only he only kind of written that particular part or that particular thing in the official records. So it was, it is not that, okay, we can't always believe on these records, simple. Okay, so yeah, and here, over here we have a figure. It's a custard apple plan. Okay, so this was the part of service. I forgot to explain you guys, but still, so this is a botanical gardens and natural history. Okay, natural. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Natural history museums established by the British collected plant specimens and the information about their uses. So this could be a question. It may come in your exam. And also, wait, I forgot to, yeah, mark this important point. So yeah, this is an important point. And also, these are few surveys. I forgot to tell you people about this, I think. So yeah, botanical surveys means it is on plants, zoological surveys on animals, archaeological surveys on history, yeah, and yeah, forest surveys on plants, and anthropological surveys on, like what do you say, evolution of humans, something like that. Okay, so yep. Next is I explain you. Yeah, no, different sources, other sources rather than these. Okay, so yeah, you have few sources here. Like it might be diaries of people, uh, accounts of pilgrims, travelers, and it might be autobiographies of important personalities or popular booklets which were sold in local bazaars or newspapers. So these were the important sources too, because these were mostly not biased like official records. These were like, okay, few were two-sided and few were one-sided, balanced or balanced report, or few were factual report. So yeah, these were too important for the historians to learn the history, to shape out the story of the history. So yeah, and leaders and reformers wrote to spread their ideas, poets, novelists, and wrote to express their feelings. All these sources, however, were produced by those who were literate. Okay, from these we will not be able to understand how history was experienced and lived by the tribal and peasants, and also the workers in the mines or the poor on the streets. Getting to know their lives is a more difficult task. Yeah, so this tells us that we can only experience history when we are in that particular period, and also existing in this period. But still, we have only limited 100 years to live. But yeah, it's hard to make it out. Like, how was that you know the how was the period, how was the Mughal, for example. It's hard to make it out how was the Mughal administration, or how was the India at that time, because we don't know actually. But we only make history, we only make chapters in history through the sources which we have. Okay, guys, so this is a conclusion, this is end to my chapter. And this so I'll be back with you guys with second chapter, from trade to territory in history. And also, I'm not going to explain this, I'm not only going to explain about history and social, I'm going to explain you guys about mathematics, science, and English, and all the subjects which are involved in NCRE will be explained over here. Okay, guys, I hope you've understood this entire lesson. Thank you. And one more thing, I'm also going to post the link of the key points, the PDF, over in our description. So thank you. Signing off, Agastya.